Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mob of the Week. Coach Mike here up in the mobility loft of Esmarca Training with a cool tool for you with mobility and how to get yourself loose and feeling good and take care of some of those beat up muscles. And this post, I have to give a thanks out to Kevin LaPlatney from Obstacle Athletics in Long Island, New York, because he's the one that actually introduced me to this fancy little tool. What tool am I talking about? The Orbital Buffer. Yes, your $30 to $40 any generic brand Orbital Buffer that you can get at Home Depot or AutoZone or any other place. This thing is freaking amazing for massaging, doing some fascial release work, and really just some general massage, especially for your big primary movers. Now, last week we talked about the glutes and the hamstrings and how to get very targeted with a bar and smash them. What's so great about this tool is it's a broader surface. So we're actually flipping scripts here. Last week it was a very narrow pounds per square inch on a barbell. Well, I believe this is the 6-inch Orbital Buffer by Ryobi. Literally it was like $34.95 at Home Depot. This is the hardwired version. They do have a portable version if you have that lithium battery pack, except that's a 10-inch buffer, and that you need two hands on that. I like the 6-inch buffer because you can hold it with one hand. What are you going to do with this thing? Like, Mike, how am I going to use that on my body? It's pretty simple, guys. Throw up a leg, all right? Stretch out, make sure you got some pants or something on, and turn it on. Let that baby rip, and right into the meat. I mean, there's really no way to talk fancy about this. We're putting an Orbital Buffer on your butt cheek, on your glutes, or up into your glute ham insertion, up along the belly of your hamstrings, down along your IT band, across your quads. Oh, it feels so good. And that's it. You just let it do work. Don't let it sit. So some tips on this. Don't let it sit in one place too long. Otherwise, it might start getting really warm. If you are going to run it on bare skin, might not be a good idea if you're really hairy. I'm not super hairy, but if you stay in too long and spot at one time, it'll start ripping the hair off your leg. Not in a painful way, but you'll just buff the hair right off. And unless you're a swimmer, why do you need that? What else? Don't do it sweaty and gross. This is something to do dry. I will use this as recovery. So Kevin and I actually were using this tool. We ran back-to-back races for the Stadium Series in Boston. Doing a lot of road tripping and traveling to see other gyms on that weekend. So, you run a hard race, you spend a couple hours in the car. Well, what better to do than have this, especially if you have an outlet or a power inverter in your car. If you're a passenger, not a driver, go ahead and buff out your quads while you're driving. It's a great thing to do. I'm definitely going to start using this pre-race to keep the muscles warm if I have an opportunity to plug that in. And if you, like I said about wearing clothing, it's not mandatory. You can run it on bare skin and it's not going to matter too much, but it might just help, just a dry surface area. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. It really does feel great. So I encourage you to try it and then comment or shoot me a message, let me know how it worked for you. So that's today's tool of the trade, the Orbital Buffer for mobility. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week.